Welcome. And what we're going to be doing today is we're going to be talking terminal and navigation. Last time I said that we were going to make a personal website. However, I changed my mind because I wanted to more focus on VS Code as a whole rather than trying to go deep into coding. And as a substitute, I thought it would be a good idea to take a step back and talk about the terminal in VS Code, which is integrated, and to expand on that and talk about navigation of files and folders. So our objective for the tutorial, we are going to be talking about the terminal in VS Code, which is integrated, and also the navigation of files and folders within the terminal, but also navigation as a whole. And to get started, I want you to open up VS Code, and I want you to open up the folder that we talked about last time, the VS Code Workshop repo. And I said that you can open up a folder in VS Code by going to your terminal and changing the directory, so CD space folder name, and then doing code dash insiders or code period enter, and that would open your VS Code for you. And I assume that you have a folder open because what we're going to be doing is the first item on our agenda. We're going to talk about navigation of VS Code's file and folder structure. As you may recall, you can open up a lot of different files and folders in VS Code. In fact, you can open up as many files and folders as you want, but you need a good way to navigate them. And our handy command, Control-Shift-E, will be our friend. And what Control-Shift-E does is it's the Explorer command. And the Explorer takes us to the Explorer of files and folders within our current folder or workspace. This is a very nice command for us because it will help us to navigate quickly and even allows us to create new files and folders on the fly. I'm going to demonstrate for you guys and so that you can hear what's going on, and I would encourage you to follow along.
Mute comma, currently unmuted comma.
I'm not in
VS Code Workshop dash main landmark, group 1 left parent, empty right parent section.
Okay, let me do that again.
Files outline, Files Explorer tree view, hello world not selected, collapsed 1 of 1 level 1.
So we have a hello world folder, and inside of that hello world folder, we have our things that we did from last time. But let's say that I want to create a new file, and I want to call it terminal practice. What I'm going to do is I'm going to press my applications or Shift F10.
Menu, new file 1 of 12.
I'm going to type in new file and I'm going to press enter.
Files Explorer tree view, level 2 hello.html not selected, expanded 2 of 2. Type file name dot, press enter to confirm or escape to cancel dot, edit blank.
Notice that you are in a prompt and you can type a name of a file, but you need to make sure that you have an extension. For the purpose of today, I'm just going to make a plain text file because it really doesn't matter. We're not going to be doing any coding, but I'm just going to call it terminal.txt. .txt, and I'm going to press enter.
Level 1 hello world not selected, expanded 1 of 1. Hello world not selected, expanded 1 of 1 level 1. Main landmark, terminal.txt editor as autocomplete multi-line blank.
As I epically misspell terminal, let me try that again, y'all.
Files Explorer tree view, level 2 terminal.txt 2 of 2.
So that makes up a good point. Well, Taylor, how do I rename my file? And to that I would say press your applications and find rename.
Menu. Delete, rename F2 16 of 17.
Or press F2.
Files Explorer dot terminal.txt dash VS Code Workshop dash Visual Studio Code dash Insiders document. Terminal.txt dash VS Code Workshop dash Visual Studio Code dash Insiders document. Application Files Explorer tree view. Terminal.txt 2 of 2 level 2.
Okay, so I'm in my new terminal.txt file that I just created. But why do I have two files? Let's figure out what happened. So I'm going to press up arrow.
Hello.html not selected, 1 of 2, level 2.
Uh-oh. Our hello world and our terminal files are in the same folder. I don't want that. Now, you may not have had this problem, but if you do, I'm going to show you what you need to do. So what I do when this problem happens is I first find the terminal file here.
Terminal.txt 2 of 2, level 2.
I press Control X to cut it. I press left arrow to collapse the subfolder.
Level 1 hello world not selected, expanded, 1 of 1.
Just going to do it again.
Collapsed.
I press Control V.
Level 2 terminal.txt 2 of 2. Hello.h terminal.txt 2. Level 1 hello world not selected, expanded, collapsed. Level 2 terminal.txt 2 of 2. Hello.a terminal.txt 2. Files level 1. Outlines. Files Explorer tree view. Hello world not selected, collapsed, 1 of 1, level 1.
So by default, it automatically goes into that older folder. But how do I make a new folder? Well, again, you're going to press F2. And actually, I want to make a new folder because I want to separate these files so that you guys can find them when you are reviewing the samples. So I'm going to press F2.
Menu.
Excuse me. No, I'm going to press
New file 1 of 12. New folder 2 of 12.
Applications key.
Files
I'm going to type in terminal. Enter.
Level 2 hello.html not selected, 2 of 3. Terminal collapsed, 1 of 3, level 2.
Okay.
Hello.html not selected, 2 of 3. Terminal collapse. Terminal expand. Level 3 terminal.txt 1 of 1.
Perfect. So you always want to have a modular file and folder structure. And sometimes there can be issues with VS Code. And that is just something that I've found. But it really works great overall for managing files and folders. And again, Control E, 3, 2, 1. Control Shift E navigates through the Explorer. A really great command because you can actually see all of your folders and files within a great interface and you don't have to keep going back and forth. This is really helpful if you're doing like Django development where you have to go through many different files and folders all the time. I find this really awesome for that. All right. And what I want to do now is I want to open up the text file we have here. And I want to play around with some terminal stuff, shall we? So let's open up that text file. Again, you could make any type of file, but for the purposes of this, I just wanted something to play with, so I just made a text file.
Level 2 hello.html not selected, 2 of 2. Level 3 terminal.txt 1 of 1. Main landmark. Terminal.txt editor as autocomplete multi-line blank.
Alrighty, I'm in my terminal file. And my next step is I'm going to press Control T. And remember that if you have our key maps, we remap the terminal command to Control T rather than Control tilde or grave accent, whatever you want to call that little thing. So I'm going to press my Control T and I want you to listen to see what happens.
Document terminal 1, CMD edit blank. Microsoft Windows left bracket version 10.0.1904.2.746 right bracket left parent. C right parent 2020 Microsoft Corporation dot. All rights reserved dot. C colon backslash users backslash Taylor Arndt backslash documents backslash Code Workshop backslash VS Code Workshop Creator.
Okay, so that was a lot of information. So let's take a minute to unpack it. Now, what I did here is for you all that have my settings, I immediately changed the default terminal to the Windows CMD. And I did that because PowerShell has some issues with VS Code for accessibility. And I like the CMD better at this point. I would like to use PowerShell, but right now I just really, for the purposes of VS Code, can't really recommend it. So if you have our settings, I did change it on Windows. And I want to make a big disclaimer, guys. If you downloaded my Windows settings for Mac, please don't do that because that will screw things up. Also, my friend Brian's settings on Mac have the Vim extension installed, which he uses daily. I'm trying to actively fix that, and once I get my Mac reformatted, I'm going to maybe update the settings file to not include that Vim because it seems to be giving a lot of people some problems. So I am sorry if these caused you a lot of issues. We are actively trying to work on it, but for you Windows people, you'll want to change the terminal to CMD if you don't have our settings, because it'll make it a lot easier. Because what if you don't? It will say Windows PowerShell, this, might not be compatible with screen readers, and this is a cross-platform editor made by Microsoft, blah, 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 blah. It has like a 1 minute feel that it gives off. And so that is my first tip. Always change this to the CMD. Now, currently, I'm in my CWD, my current working directory, and my CWD at this point is actually the folder that I'm in for the workshop. So what happened is VS Code put me in the exact folder that I needed so that I could see the workshop files. And what I'm going to do is you can literally navigate your terminal just like you would if you were not in VS Code. So for example, let's do a ls command or a dir/b, and let's hear what kind of files and folders we have as an example. So dir/b.
Hello world C:\users/tailor_arnt/documents/scode workshop /VS Code workshop creator.
Okay, so that's interesting. It seems like we have two hello worlds. Interesting. Well, let's investigate that. So you can literally use all of your terminal commands that you're so familiar with. So I can do on Windows. Let me try this. So start space period.
C:\users/VS Code workshop window preview level 1. This PC collapsed 6 of 7 items. View list. Hello world not selected 1 of 1.
Okay. So that's a good note, people. What happened is that the VS Code terminal is reading things twice as of this latest build for some reason. And also, our terminal folder that we created a while ago is actually in a Hello World folder as a subfolder, which I told it not to be. I think that the file and folder creation process for screen readers can be a little bit more refined. So I'm going to talk to the VS Code team about that after this video is being done filmed. But there are some times where you may have to
volume
move
level
files and
69.
folders. Whoops. I don't know why my volume's changing on me. I apologize about that. But so what start space period is it literally opens up your current folder in your file explorer and Windows. So I just did that so I could investigate a couple things. And yeah, I realized that the terminal read things twice. I'm going to press Alt F4.
Terminal.txt-VS Code Workshop-Visual Studio Code-Insiders. Terminal.txt-VS Code Workshop-Visual Studio Code-Insiders document. Application. Terminal.txt-VS Code Workshop-Visual Studio Code-Insiders document. Application. Document. Terminal 1, CMD edit blank.
Okay, now let's say I want to open up a second terminal. I'm going to do that with Control-T.
Y.
Whoops.
Main landmark. Terminal.txt editor as auto document. Terminal 1 main landmark.
Or not.
Document. Terminal 1.
Okay. So if you had two terminals open, you could do Alt-P and Alt-N for previous and next respectively if you have our key maps. So that's really nice if you have more than one terminal. And to kill the terminal, you're going to do Control-Shift-K to get rid of it. It was, actually, I don't even think there was a
new
command
notification
sign.
from mail, IFTTT, hey Taylor 02062021, how tick is it going question. We tick re on the mission to help you get more out of your favorite apps and devices. By now, you tick we seen how easy it is to connect the apps and services in your life by turning on applets. For even more control, try creating your own customized app. Taylor actions window.
All right. 3, 2, 1. So yeah, there was not a keyboard shortcut assigned to that by default. And it's really nice because I can go back and forth between the editor and the terminal. And so that's kind of a basic terminal and navigation tutorial. And I'm probably going to do a SSH video shortly. I've had a lot of requests to do a tutorial on remote SSH. But another note here, guys, is that you could actually do SSH from this terminal. And also, you can integrate VS Code with your remote WSL. And if you're interested in a tutorial about that, I will do one. Just put your interest in the comment section, and I will kind of gauge interest that way. But I think that will do it for our tutorial today. But before you go, I have a couple announcements I'd like to make. And we had a webinar on Saturday. Unfortunately, YouTube thought it'd be a good idea to interrupt it. So what happened there was that the facial recognition algorithm thought I was underage and thought that I should not be streaming. And just for your record, I am actually the age of majority in the US, 21. So apparently the AI thought I looked like I was 12. And also, on some of my videos, my comments are disabled because when I showed my face, they thought I was an underage minor. I'm actively trying to work on this with the YouTube team, and I apologize for this inconvenience. But we ended up having a Zoom webinar, which you can find on my channel. I will link in the description. But what we announced there was a membership system for the Taylor's Tech Talks community. So we have 3 different memberships. There is the $1 a month, which is called Community Discord. And you get access to our awesome Discord server with some pretty amazing people on it. I'm on there a lot, and we have a lot of awesome people from the community. So you just pay $1 a month and you get access to this awesome community. You do $3 a month and you get the honorable mention. So what this is when you can get mentioned and shout outs in videos. So your name will be featured in the description, and you'll also get access to our Discord. And if you like to be an early bird, you can do our $5 a month, where it's called the early bird. And anytime that I release a video, obviously I do it on Tuesdays and Thursdays, but I usually have them filmed ahead of time. So after they are filmed and edited and post-produced, you will get access to them exclusively on the early access. So those are the 3 memberships. So 1, 3, 5, they're monthly. And I was going to do a Patreon, but due to Patreon's inaccessibility, I thought that that would be a disservice to my members. And so I actually created my own website. And so if you visit community.taylorarts.com, you guys can actually see the membership and the things for yourself. And if you have any issues with anything related to the membership site, please don't hesitate to contact me. And I will be more than willing to help, because I know that there might be bugs because this is an early thing. But yeah, you guys will get really exclusive discounts and awesome deals. Also, if you're interested in one-on-one training or you want to work with me on a more personal level, I do have training that starts at $25 an hour, and you'll be on a Zoom call with me, and we can work on, VS Code or web development or WordPress. So if you're interested in that, I will have a link where you can book a consultation with me on my online scheduler. And that way, if you want to work with me on a more personalized level, you get that. Also, if you have a website that you need hosted, please don't be afraid to contact us. I've partnered with my great friends at iAccessibility to provide a really awesome accessible web hosting experience for all. And so I'm going to link a link to both me and iAccessibility. My friend Michael Doise, he's really awesome. He makes some awesome apps. Yeah, we've partnered with him to provide this service for you guys. And plans start as low as $5 a month. And if you want to be a reseller, you just pay $10. And that way you can sell hosting to your friends and family if you want to do that option. There is unlimited space, WHM access, and email accounts and cPanel. I'm going to do a video soon about my different services for my company, Taylor Accessibility Services, LLC. I'm going to be doing a video probably in the next week or so about all the services we offer. So if you're more interested in all that, I can't wait to share that with you guys. But yeah, that is just a little bit of an overview of all of our services. And I really hope you like the tutorial. Be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share. Assuming YouTube didn't turn off my comments today. But yeah, I really look forward to seeing you guys, and I can't wait for our next tutorial.
Meeting control. Meeting. End leave. End meeting for all button.